Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Angela Clarke and today I'm going to be doing an autumn haul of all of the books that have been sent to me over the last couple of months. I'm in a very lucky position being a crime writer. I get sent lots of lovely books which are all either proofs or first editions of books that are coming out that people think that I might like, and these are all of the books that I've had over the last few months. Very exciting. And I will also be doing a giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned to find out how you can win a large number of the proofs that have been sent through to me. So let's get started. First up is Deep Blue Trouble by Steph Broadrib. Now this is the second in Steph Broadrib's series, and I will read you the back. Laurie Anderson is back. Single mother, Florida bounty hunter Laurie Anderson's got an ocean of trouble on her hands. Her daughter Dakota is safe, but her cancer is threatening a comeback, and Laurie needs JT, Dakota's daddy, and the man who taught Laurie everything, alive and kicking. Problem is, he's behind bars and heading for death row. Desperate to save him, Laurie does a deal, taking an off-the-books job for shady FBI agent Alex Monroe to bring back on-the-run felon Gibson, the Fish Fletcher, and JT will walk free. But this is one job she's got to get right, or she'll lose everything. This is the second in the Laurie Anderson series, and I read the first one, which was Deep Down Trouble, which I absolutely adored, so I'm super excited to get this. Thank you very much for sending it to me, Steph, and I will look forward to reading it. Next up, I have Killer Intent by Toni Kent. Oh, that's pleasing, it rhymes. And on the front cover it says, "An assassin's bullet ignites a deadly conspiracy." Now, Toni is a debut, and the back of the book says, Killer Intent combines the ruthless political complexities of House of Cards and the jaw-dropping action of 24, and is written by a practicing international barrister whose professional CV reads like a thriller novel in itself. I hope that means it contains explosions. The high-octane debut thriller is the start of a major new series which is set against the backdrop of London, Belfast, New York and Rome, and launches the career of Toni Kent, an author who brings to his writing an incredible amount of real-life expertise working on major crimes such as murder, kidnap, armed robbery and extortion. And then this is the actual synopsis of the book. Britain's elite security forces seem powerless when an audacious attempt is made to assassinate a former US president in London. This becomes the spark which ignites a chain reaction of explosive events that will see old political sympathies rekindled and personal loyalties betrayed. Joe Dempsey, a deadly military intelligence officer who witnesses this botched assassination, soon realises that this is just one small part of a complex and dark conspiracy, and only he can stop it. The fallout draws both Dempsey and CNN reporter Sarah Truman into parallel investigations, each compelled to discover the sinister truth behind these violent events. All too quickly they are running out of time as the future of the British government is crumbling. Thrown into these events is Michael Devlin, a Belfast-born criminal barrister with a secret past. It's a life or death race against the clock. Dempsey, Devlin and Truman are forced to work in the shadows and call on forgotten loyalties before a lethal showdown presents a devastating final. That sounds fun. Next on the list, oh, I'm really excited about this one. This is The Bone Keeper by Luca Vesti, and I will read you the back. Keep the lights on. Remember to breathe. This thriller will grip you like no other. He'll slice your flesh, your bones he'll keep. The Bone Keeper's coming, and he'll make you weep. Louise Henderson knew this song as a child, then she learned the myth. Then the woods became a place to be feared unless you wanted to meet the Bone Keeper. As a detective, Louise's job is to catch criminals. Now bodies are being unearthed in local woodland. Now she has no choice but to go into the woods. A childhood memory is about to become a terrifying reality. Well, I am super excited to get this. This is a standalone by Luca, so it's not in his usual procedural detective series, and I have seen a lot of excitement about it. A lot of people seem to have read it and to have been very, very gripped by it, so that's going up to the top of my pile. Next, out of the books that I've received over the last couple of months is My Little Eye by Stephanie Marland. Now this is the second appearance by Steph on this list because Stephanie Marland is also known as Steph Broadrib. busy girl. But this is her debut, or the first in a new series in which she's writing under Stephanie Marland, and I'll read you the back cover of this. Lived for serial? Binged making a murderer? Think you have what it takes to catch a killer in their tracks? Clementine Stark thinks she can. As a string of young women are found dead in their homes surrounded by rose petals, it's becoming clear that London has a new serial killer, the lover. Reeling from her own disturbing past, Clementine bands together with an online crime collective and immerses herself in the case, desperate to beat the police to the punch and catch the lover before he kills again. But with the body count rising, Clementine discovers that trying to catch a killer is safer from behind a keyboard. Oh, I love that setup. Isn't that fantastic? I can't wait to read this one. And I know I love Steph's writing already. Her other book, the Laurie Anderson one, is set in the States, and this is set in the UK, so it'll be quite interesting to see how this goes. Thank you for sending this to me, guys. Okay, next off of my pile, my very big pile of books that have come. Oh, this is a very snazzy and exciting proof. Look at that. Can you see that shiny, shiny, shiny beautifulness? This is The Craftsman, which is the latest Sharon Bolton one. Oh my God, Sharon, I love Sharon's work. Okay, and on the front, oh my gosh, I've just realised. Okay, so the front of that is actually a coffin. I don't know if you can see that. Let me put that back. And so that shiny bit is the plaque that you get on the coffin. And it says the Craftsman, born 050228, died 280799. Devoted father or merciless killer, his secrets are buried with him. And then the back says, in April 2018, he will come for you. The Craftsman. The brand new unsettling thriller from Sunday Times bestseller Sharon Bolton. And this is a quote. And then she discovered something even more terrifying than that she was trapped in a coffin. She wasn't alone. Boom. Florence Lovelady's career was made when she convicted coffin maker Larry Glassbrook of a series of child murders 30 years ago. Like something from our worst nightmares, the victims were buried alive. Larry confessed to the crimes. It was an open and shut case. But now he's dead, and events from the past start to repeat themselves. Did she get it wrong all those years ago, or is there something much darker at play? Okay, well that sounds dark and gripping, and what an incredible, what's that, 2-sentence setup at the beginning. Yeah, want to read that quite a lot. Thank you very much for sending that one to me. Okay, next off of my pile this is a proof. It's called The Visitors by Catherine Byrne, out, it's out now, it's out in October. And that's the cover, and I will read it to you. Marion Zetland lives with her domineering older brother, John, in a decaying Georgian townhouse on the edge of a northern seaside resort. A timid spinster in her 50s who still sleeps with teddy bears, Marion does her best to shut out the shocking secret that John keeps in the cellar. Until, suddenly, John has a heart attack, and Marion is forced to go down to the cellar herself and face the gruesome truth that her brother has kept hidden. As questions are asked and secrets unravel, maybe John isn't the only one with a dark side. Oh, that's dark. I like the sound of that. That's a great setup. So that's The Visitors by Catherine Byrne. Though I would like to say, as a grown woman that still sleeps with a cuddly moomin, there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Next on my list, or on my big pile, is something a little bit different, a little less death and a little less serial killers. This is or maybe, dark in a different way, The Beautiful Poetry of Donald Trump. And this is by Rob Sears, and it says, strictly unauthorised. Now, isn't that a beautiful photo of Trump? How romantic does he look? Like a wonderful romantic poet, like he could stand alongside Bysshe and Lord Byron, and it would be lovely. I'll read you the back of the book. This is called I Make This Promise. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States, and will do to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. I promise I will never be in a bicycle race. I will not rename the White House. And I promise not to talk about your massive plastic surgeries that didn't work. I promise. Thank you. What a fantastic idea for a book. It says on its blurb, what if there's a hidden dimension to Donald Trump? Sorry, let's start again. What if there's a hidden dimension to Donald Trump? A sensitive, poetic side. Driven by this question, Rob Sears began combing Trump's words for signs of poetry. What he found was a revelation. By simply taking the 45th President of the United States tweets and transcripts, cutting them up and reordering them, Sears unearthed a trove of beautiful verse that was just waiting to be discovered. This groundbreaking collection will give readers a glimpse of Trump's innermost thoughts and feelings, on everything from the nature of truth to what he hates about Lord Sugar. And it will reveal hitherto hidden Donald, who may surprise and delight both students and critics alike. This timely publication also includes Sears' scholarly footnotes and introduction, in which he excavates new critical angles and insights into the president's poetry, which the casual reader might initially overlook. Well, I know what I'm going to get a lot of people for Christmas. Thank you very much for sending this one in to me. Next on my pile is Angelica Stone by Susie Osborne, and I will read the book for you, the back of the book. There was something about Angelica Stone. She seemed to bring trouble. Bad luck, some might call it, to everyone she met. Following years of sexual abuse, Angelica is brought up in care. As a teenager, she absconds, living on the streets, before eventually being forced into prostitution to survive. She learns to rely solely on herself and is reluctant to allow anyone to get close to her until she forms an unlikely bond with Lola. In contrast, Lola is from what appears to be a happy middle-class background, but not as all as it seems. Slowly, as their friendship grows, cracks start to appear in Lola's life, and a series of events leave her on the verge of ruin. Can these women break the cycle of their lives, or will they succumb to the path laid out before them? Angelica Stone is an emotional rollercoaster of laughter and tears as the women embark on a journey of self-discovery with the support of one another. Well, that sounds really, really, really interesting. I can't wait to tuck into that. That sounds like a really fascinating kind of character exploration. It says on the front, from the author of Secrets, Lies and Butterflies. That is Angelica Stone by Susie Osborne. I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for sending it in. Next on my pile is E. Lockhart's Genuine Fraud. And I will read you the blurb. Imogen is a runaway heiress, an orphan, a cook and a cheat. Jewel is a fighter, a social chameleon and an athlete. Imogen and Jewel, Jewel and Imogen. An intense friendship, a disappearance, a murder or maybe two, a bad romance or maybe three. Blunt objects, disguises, blood and chocolate. The American dream, superheroes, spies and villains. A girl who refuses to give people what they want from her. A girl who refuses to be the person she once was. The girl who is a genuine fraud. Okay, well that's quite fascinating. I have no idea what it's about from that, but it sounds very interesting and I absolutely love the cover. This is a wonderful hardback that's been sent through to me. I have seen a number of people have started reading this, so if you have read it, then let me know what you think and where it needs to come on my to-read list. Thanks for sending that in. Next on my pile, I have The Echo Killing by Christy Darty. Oh God, Christy, is that how you say your, pronounce your surname? I'm really sorry if I'm getting it wrong. Let's say Christy Darty, Christy. It's written by Christy. Christy wrote it, she totally get it. It's called The Echo Killing, and on the front it says, 15 years ago, her mother's killer got away. Oh, it also has a quote by Ruth Ware, who wrote In a Dark, Dark Wood and The Girl in Cabin Number 10, which I loved, and it said, won me over utterly on the front, so that's promising. And the blurb says, in a quiet and peaceful Savannah neighbourhood, the viciously stabbed and naked body of a woman in her 30s is found on her kitchen floor by her 12-year-old daughter. As a top crime reporter, Harper McLean stares at the horrific scene and one thought screams through her mind. This murder scene is identical to the one she discovered as a child, her mother's. Ooh, that gave me chills. That's such a great little setup. Okay, and that is The Echo Killing by Christy. And I'm looking forward to reading that very much. It sounds great. It sounds really great. I have a slight feeling is this? I'm just checking that this is adult and not YA. Let's have a look. No, this is Christie's, because I thought that Christie wrote for young adults, but this is her first novel for adults. Oh, so it's her first psychological suspense novel for adults. Oh, that's really exciting. And Christie previously wrote the Night School series under a different name, which was CJ Dotty, which I still can't really say. But thank you for sending that one in. That is The Echo Killing. Looking forward to that. Next, that's been sent to me is The Unquiet Dead by Osama Zahante Khan. And again, apologies if I've mispronounced that. I'll read you the blurb. One man is dead, but thousands were his victims. Can a single murder avenge that of many? That's quite a great setup. Scarborough Bluffs, Toronto. The body of Christopher Drayton is found at the foot of the cliffs. Muslim detective Esha Khattak, head of the community policing unit, and his partner Rachel Getty are called to investigate. As the secrets of Drayton's role in the 1995 Srebrenica genocide of Bosnian Muslims surface, oh, that's a lot of long words and I hashed that up. The harrowing significance of his death makes it difficult to remain objective. In a community haunted by the atrocities of war, anyone could be a suspect. And when the victim is a man with so many deaths to his name, could it be that justice has at long last been served? In this important debut novel, Osama Zahant Khan has written a compelling and provocative mystery exploring the complexities of identity, loss and redemption. What a fascinating idea and what a unique setup. I really am looking forward to reading this. That's a really interesting and unique kind of setup, and it sounds like it's been done well. I hope it's been done well. It sounds like it's going to be quite complex. Plus, I'd like to say that's a nice size book. I like a nice small book that I can hold in my hands. Makes my TBR pile smaller. Thank you. Next on my pile is a lovely hardback, but it's Mirror Mirror by Cara Delevingne, who wrote this with Rowan Coleman. Look at that, isn't this really exciting? So this is young adult, and I'll read you the blurb of this. Maybe I'm not the decent person I thought I was. Maybe I am a monster after all. Red, Leo, Rose and Naomi are misfits. Red has an alcoholic mother and a father who's never around. Leo's brother is leading him down a dark and violent path. Rose turns to boys and alcohol to numb the pain from her past. Naomi runs away from home to pursue a freedom she can't find anywhere else. They're alone against the world until they form their own family through their band Mirror Mirror, the only place they can truly be themselves. Then Naomi disappears and is found half dead in the Thames. She's fighting for her life, and worse still, the police believe she did this to herself. Her friends are devastated. They're meant to look out for one another. How did they not spot the warning signs? How well do they really know Naomi and each other? But when a series of clues lead the group to suspect that all is not as it seems, Red, Leo and Rose must face their own dark secrets and fears. It's a journey that will cause their world to shatter. Nothing will ever be the same again, because once a mirror is broken, it can't be fixed. From international supermodel and actress Cara Delevingne comes a powerful debut novel about friendship, identity and the fact that appearances can be deceiving. I'm so excited to read this. I absolutely love Rowan's work, and obviously I haven't read Cara's before because this is her first book, and I know that they've worked closely on this together, and Rowan's actually sent me a note that says Cara is an incredible young woman full of ideas and creativity and a real commitment to using her platform to support the many young people that follow her, and she hopes that I like the book. I am really excited to read this one, so thank you very much for sending that in to me. And finally, on my end of my haul of autumn books that have been sent to me, I have Salt Lane by William Shaw. Now, this is it's a proof, so there's only a couple of things on the back. It says, what was it about her that meant that she always went too far? She was the one who found the killers, and now it was killing her. Now let me see if there's a blurb in this I've got sent. Oh, here we go, right. DS Alexandra Cupidi has done it again. She should learn to keep her big mouth shut after the scandal that sent her packing, resentful teenager in tow, from the London Met to the lonely Kent coastline. Murder is different here, among the fens and stark beaches. The man drowned in the slurry pit had been herded there like an animal. He was North African, like many of the fruit pickers that work the fields. The more Cupidi discovers, the more she wants to ask, but these people are suspicious of questions. It will take an understanding of this strange place, its old ways and new crimes, to uncover the dark conspiracy behind the murder. Cupidi is not afraid to travel that road, but she should be. She should, by now, have learnt. Salt Lane is the first in the new DS Alexandra Cupidi series, which again I'm probably mispronouncing. With his trademark characterisation and flair for social commentary, William Shaw has crafted a crime novel for our time that grips you mind and heart. And I am very excited to look forward to that one and that Salt Lane, William Shaw, last but not least in my pile of books that have been sent to me over the last few months. Thank you so much if you sent a book in or a proof in to me. If any of you guys have read any of these already, then do let me know in the comments underneath what you thought of them. I'm going to be doing a giveaway where I will give away a number of the books that I've received over the last couple of months, and I will pick from those who put comments underneath this video on YouTube, so do put a little note at the bottom. And about what you think. Also, if you like the sound of any in particular, let me know which ones you like, and I will try and do reviews of them coming over the next few months. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Do give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe down below, and let me know what is on your haul over the last kind of few months, what you've sent, what you've bought, what you're looking forward to read. Thanks very much, guys. Take care. Bye. Stay tuned.